Hey friends, welcome back to my home and welcome to another inspo video where we're going to be doing some organization and also just creating possibly one of my favorite places in our home currently. So as you all know, we recently moved into this house and this is our bedroom space. This is an old farmhouse. It's got a lot of funny little quirks as old farmhouses do. And so there's lots of doors in this room and there are two staircases in this house. One of them leads to this room and I just wanted to make this a cozy retreat, basically a place that whenever I'm having my days of rest, I can just relax, and a place I can do some of my hobbies that include reading and coloring and just a calm, cozy space. So we're gonna put this together today, and we're also going to dig into our closets and some storage that's in this room that needs some desperate help. So to start off, we are going to create this really cozy seating area here on this one side of the room. And there are some windows in this room, but to be honest, there are parts of the day that it's not quite as bright. And so I kept that in mind as we're gonna go through how I put all of this together. So I had one towering shelf on one side of the sofa, and then to counteract that and sort of balance it out, plus give some nice lighting to this space at night, I found this really nice sort of standing light lamp and put that over there. So I've got a spot to put coffee on that side of the sofa. Next, you already know we're going to be putting some plants in this space. So I had to pick out some plants that would do all right with some low lighting if possible. So there's not plants that really thrive and survive with no lighting, but there are some that can survive a bit better with lower lighting. So we went for that, and I went ahead and got a really big peace lily. It is gorgeous. Honestly, it was a grocery store find. Sometimes they have some of the best plants. And then I also added in a small ZZ plant and another plant that's new to me. I will put the name on the screen because I can't quite recall the name right now. I know it's something silver, I believe, but they also do better with lower lighting. And then on top of the bookshelf stand that I put to the one side of the sofa, I put a Swiss cheese plant that I recently got. It is just huge and it was not enjoying my sunroom. And you all know I have lots of plants in there, but as you can see, there's a little bit of yellowing that's going on with it. And I think it was just not okay with the direct sunlight in that room. So I decided to try it out in here. And then I added another stand to the other side of the sofa for drinks and coffee and tea. And I also added in another small lamp. I like to put adjustable light bulbs in these that I can use with my phone, so I can make them the exact temperature and brightness that works well for cozy spaces like this, as you will see at the end of this video. Next, we popped in some coasters, some pillows, some blankets, just to make it nice and cozy. And then I'm also adding in my dragonite plant I showed you guys in my last video. Such a funny looking plant, but I just love it. Alright, so I want to say a big thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring today's video. They sent me the Power Reclining Modular Sofa. It has a flexible modular design that allows you to arrange the sofa to fit your living space easily. It's also a space-saving wall hugger. It requires only 2 3/4 inches of clearance from the wall, making it ideal for smaller spaces and compact rooms. The sofa comes with 2 fabric options, both easy to maintain and removable for cleaning. It's also pet-friendly and stain-resistant. This makes it perfect for everyday use. With a cloud-like comfort, it is upholstered with soft, durable Chanel fabric that provides a cloud-like sitting experience, and the cushions offer a supportive feel. Since it is power reclining, it features electric adjustment to customize the angle of the backrest and the footrest for ultimate comfort. Each seat cushion is 34.6 inches wide, offering extra space for a relaxed sitting posture, perfect for stretching out or enjoying cozy moments with pets and loved ones. Are you ready to turn your living room into a cozy paradise? I've got a discount code just for you. Use my code and save big and don't miss out. All right, now we're switching our focus to the other side of the room where our bed and nightstands are. I just love this. It's got such a warm wood, cozy feeling, and the soft edges also. I just love the rounded edges. So one thing that we didn't have in our other house was we did not have lamps that sat on these nightstands. We had hanging lamps that were from the ceiling, if you guys remember, and I just wanted to add a little bit of color, especially with spring right around the corner. So I decided to go for this really, really soft green. So the lamps have a bit of a soft green, and then I found this cotton, really light blanket. I feel like we're gonna love using this in the warmer months, and just sort of kind of like a heavy sheet. It was just really soft and pretty. I loved the texture of it as well. And so I just threw that over the bed, and we're not big on a lot of throw pillows on the bed. We've done it in the past, but honestly, they just end up all over the floor. So I went for one simple pillow. One thing that I have realized about my decor style is the more that I find my style, the more I realize I love textures. So that pillow being very textured, and any blankets and other pillows that I have around, I'm just realizing I love a good texture. So next I decided to save a little bit of money and use a bunch of frames that we had in our living room in our previous house. I didn't use quite all of them, but I did arrange them to go above our bed, and it worked out perfectly because all of the photos that I chose simply represent my husband and I, our love, our family, and there's even a scripture verse that I put up there as well that represents our testimony and our story. And so it just all came together beautifully. I loved the wooden frames kind of meshing with the wooden bed. It just all came together, and I know that my children and my husband both said how completed this room felt once I put those pictures up. It just gave that personal touch of our family. Okay, so we are going to be digging into the declutter, the organization now. I hate to admit this, but we've lived in this house several months now, and we have been digging, mostly me. My husband is actually a bit more organized than I am, if you guys can imagine that. As much as I love organization, he's better at keeping up with the organization. So I have been literally digging through piles of clothes since we moved, and the closet system in this room is really interesting. So there's this big closet that, yes, has a window in it, and it actually has a closet inside the closet. I think it was built into a larger closet at some point in this old farmhouse. And then there's this other closet that's interesting that has a bunch of shelving in it. And so I decided to just make the best use of both spaces and decided to take over the one with the shelving for myself. Lately, honestly, you guys know I've done capsule wardrobing in the past. I've done very minimalistic wardrobes. I'm good with that, but to be honest, in the last couple months, I have just been so enjoying putting outfits together. And it's just a season where I'm enjoying a larger wardrobe. And I think that I've come to the full-on conclusion that minimalism is something that can be applied to certain seasons of life and certain areas of your life. You might be more minimalistic in one area, but enjoy the flexibility of having collections of things or larger quantities of certain things in your home, simply because it gives you joy and it's something that you're currently enjoying. I think whenever you move past that current enjoyment is whenever you can declutter and minimize once again. But like I said, I just have found a lot of clothes in the last couple of months that I love and I'm wearing, and if I'm not wearing something, I'm going to get rid of it, but I just have enjoyed more colors and I don't know, just really enjoying that part of my life, more accessories and that type of thing. So I decided to take that extra closet space since my husband didn't need it, and I decided to put my pants in there. I'm kind of big on like the baseball cap thing. You guys know that. I've been pretty into it for a number of years, but it seems like it's becoming a trend again. So I've been finding some super cute hats, and who doesn't love a cute hat on a bad hair day, right? And then I also put my pants in here as well. I felt like this was a better solution. I had them on some pant hangers, and I mostly wear jeans, and they were falling off of the pant hanger. They just weren't staying on them very well. And then the other thing I've been living in is crew neck sweatshirts. I have a nice little collection of them right now, and so they went in here as well since they're kind of bulky for the small hanging space that I have. Then I stacked my t-shirts and comfy shirts and solid tees, and then I added in some baskets for underclothes and things like that, socks. And fun fact, the middle basket on the bottom shelf here, my mom actually made either before I was born or when I was a little girl. She went through a phase of making and selling baskets. So I have a few of her baskets, and they're so special to me. Now switching gears to this side of the closet. This window in here kind of throws everything off just because you can't really put a hanging bar like totally across it in a very feasible way. And yeah, you can tell whoever put these shelves in here was just trying to make the best use of this space. So I put baskets up here and a few more of the shelving dividers that I used in where my folded clothing is. I love these things, if not just for the mental picture of this is where this stack of clothes goes and this is where this one goes, and they make lots of different colors. I just happen to like the ones that are clear because then I can kind of see, you know, through them from an angle. I like that part of it. So my husband also loves ball caps. It's probably because we live in a very country, small town setting, and so ball caps it is. He also plays softball, and so he has a bunch of jerseys. He plays hockey, ice hockey in the wintertime as well. So just the little things that he needs. And so I was just kind of sorting through some of his smaller stuff, including his nice collection of winter hats. That's a must around here. It gets very cold here in central Pennsylvania. And so we got to have all the layers and all the things. And I've talked about this in the past, but sometimes it can be challenging to know how to sort out clothing by season when your seasons can be extreme or they kind of overlap. And then also what to keep from season to season. I think I've heard so many people talk about this that live in northern areas, that it's just a lot easier to do smaller wardrobes and have a smaller amount of clothes when you live somewhere that's warm almost all of the time versus when you need to layer up and stay warm. So underneath of this sort of L-shaped shelving spot, there is some hanging rods. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the hangers hit the wall. Like, they can't hang completely straight, and so everything has to kind of hang at an angle, but we've made it work. I have had these wooden hangers for years at this point. A number of years back, I decided to invest and really get a bunch of wooden hangers. I think some of these may have come from IKEA. I can't remember if it was IKEA or if it was a really good price for a large box on Amazon, one or the other, and I'm so glad I did because it prevents our clothes from being creased from the hangers, and they're something that are very good quality. I don't think I've ever had one break. I mean, if I have, it was probably just one, because I can't recall them breaking, but they've been so sturdy and just a great investment. Plus, it makes your clothing storage, your closet, just look a little more attractive having wooden hangers. Next, above this small closet, so this is the closet inside of the closet that has my hang-up clothes in it. I put some of my off-season clothes on the shelves above, and I still had even space after this, so I know that I'll have extra wiggle room up there if I need to. The next thing that I decided to get was this really cute bracelet organizer from Amazon. I will leave it linked below. I have just been loving, like I said, putting outfits together and just really enjoying bracelets and jewelry. I'm not a big necklace person, but I love earrings and bracelets, especially those big chunky bracelets for a good Sunday church outfit. I just love that. So I decided to get this little display holder so that I can remember what I have, and I'm finding myself wearing them a bit more often because they're all here. I also put a few of my cute scrunchies that I like to wear on my wrist as well. And then I also got a jewelry organizer, and I just put a small dish here for little earrings and odds and ends like that. So it's been a couple of days since I did all of this, and it feels so good to finally have this put together with us moving. It's honestly been a couple of months ago now. It's been a little bit. It's just high time that we have some organization, and I'm not digging through piles of clothing and just stuff put away. It feels so good, and I think this might be my new favorite spot. You all know that I hang out a lot in our sunroom, and I sit and chat with you guys in there a lot too. I'm a big reader. I like to do coloring and a lot of like little hobby things. So having a snuggly cozy spot to do that is like super fun. And now I have two of them. And I was telling my husband, I think that this is going to be our hangout spot more so in the summertime, just because the sunroom gets so bright. As you guys know, if you watch a lot of my videos, it really gets bright in there. Also, if you hear anything, the wind is absolutely crazy today. You can hear the wind. I don't know if it's coming through on my mic or not, but you can hear it blowing like crazy outside. Anyways, so I think in the summertime, this is going to be a bit of a better spot to sit because it won't be as hot as in the sunroom, just because the sun is so bright in the sunroom. And so I think this will be a little cooler place to hang out. And it also gives Corey and I a place to just really be by ourselves if we want to, and sort of hide away in the house, have little date nights and movie nights and things like that here. Since I think you all could see, but we have a smaller TV mounted in here, and so we would be able to use this just as a nice little hangout spot away from the children if we want to. So that's nice as well. And I don't know exactly what I want to do with this. I think you can probably see it in this shot, but I am kind of leaning towards putting books on it. I'm not sure what I want to do right now. I'm just going to leave it bare until the idea sparks or strikes, or maybe I will thrift something for it. We will see. Also, I know you probably can't see it right this minute, but you know it's up there if you watch this whole video. But my Swiss cheese plant that I recently got that is just huge. I repotted it soon after I got it into this really big planter. And it seems like it's doing better out of the sunroom. Like I had mentioned, I took it out of the sunroom because it just really seemed like there was leaves turning yellow. It was just like not happy in there, and I need to go through and pull out some of the yellow leaves now. But it seems like since it's been in here, the leaves have stopped turning yellow. So I think I took it out of the place where it was being shocked for sure. And I love how I have a spot to put a cup here, and then there's one over there. So Corey and I are sitting on here, and it's just it's so comfortable. I just love this spot so much. And also I wanted to say, because I haven't done a full-on tour of the second story of this house, so the doors that you all have seen in this room, we have one that is for the attic, one that goes to a staircase that goes downstairs like I mentioned, and then one that is the closet that you all saw, and then the one that's over here goes into my husband's office, and then the other door that's on the other side, on this wall over here, goes into a bathroom that's up here. If you go through the office, it kind of connects to our daughter's bedrooms, and that's just the way a lot of old homes are. And then there's another staircase that goes downstairs from their bedrooms. But a lot of old farmhouses would have like 2 sets of stairs, and when I was a little girl, we lived in one very similar to this in the sense of having 2 sets of stairs on either end of the house. But, or I should say, a set of stairs on either end of the house. And so you can literally like run circles in this house. And when we were moving in, my children and my nieces and nephews, that's what they were doing during the moving day, was like running up one set of stairs, running across the upstairs and down the other one, and around we go. And now that my husband's office is up here, we've put a stop to that. But yeah, so I'm just thrilled. I just feel like it's one more piece to the puzzle to like feel like we are moved in and a bit more settled and all of that. And I'm curious to see, and I will keep you guys updated, but I am very curious to see how these plants do up here. I know these videos, the end of my videos end up with plant talk, but here we are. But I'm curious to see how the low light plants survive. There is a fair amount of light. I think you probably can see in this shot, like it's middle of the day right now, and a lot of light comes from that side of the room, like where the bed is. So I'm hoping that that will help the plants over here. I think it will, because they're not in total darkness. This window back here, I have a paper blind behind the bamboo blind, or yeah, the bamboo blinds, and we keep that closed a lot just because of the way you can kind of see in this window a little bit better from the outside of the house. And so we just have that one closed, but I'm thinking I'm gonna invest in a blind that's just, like I said, a paper blind that's just like fixed in there. You can use clips to put it up and down, but I think I might just get like a roller blind or something to where I can open it up, and then that would let light in for those plants. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, but so far so good. Like I said, it's been a couple of days since I finished this all up and everything, but we're yet again in another room with another closet situation without dressers and with like semi-limited closet space. I think that my last like legit closet was probably in North Carolina, or like a walk-in closet. So this would be the 4th place I've lived to where we don't have like excess closet space. Now, of course, in this room, we could put a dresser, but I don't know, I think I'm becoming more and more accustomed to not having a dresser and just figuring ways to work the closet spaces and stuff. But yeah, so happy this is done. It's been a good week. I hope that this inspired you. Thanks for listening to my ramble. I'm gonna sip at my tea here. I made myself some peppermint tea. This is one of my next projects, is getting our coffee and tea area a bit more organized, so you guys can be on the lookout for that. Oh, I just love peppermint tea. It's just like one of my favorite things. But if you're totally new here, I'd love it if you subscribed. I make lots of meal prepping and homemaking and home decor and home organization like you saw today. Videos along with some real life things here and there. And let me comment below. Let me know what projects you guys are working on right now. I'd love to hear from you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video.